Welcome to Tossing Grenade the Windmills. Windmills.
The League of Christmas Darkness. Hi, I'm Matt Franklin. I'm here to read some Bleary Christmas poems to you. Don't forget to check out Grenade Man BS the Zombies on Amazon now, and the serial novel Forever West by T.C. Ricks available at the end of the month. Christmas Irony, Emmit Other. And so it was with great aplomb that Tiny Tim set us up the bomb. The little cripple certainly had his uses, unlike that last jerk, who was all excuses. Who are we? We are the Christmas Anarchy Front, or CAF for short. This isn't a game to us, or even a sport. Christmas is a battle. Christmas is a war, from myth to legend, from story to lore. We fight across the storylines. We fight the cheerful leeches. Scrooge was once our willing stooge. It was time to plug the breaches. No more defections would be tolerated. Grinches, abominables, crusty innkeepers, hard-hearted shoppers, they are all our agents, whether they know it or not. If you try to leave us, then you've now drawn the shortest lot. We have your number, we have your locale, so if you think you're done, sit down a minute, pal. No story is locked to us. We'll tear down all the walls, burn down the fucking Christmas tree, no more fucking singing bird calls. We ate the partridge, we laced the cookies with cyanide, we've hocked all the presents. So it's up to you to decide, will you remain a curmudgeon and a jerk, or will we send Guido and get to work? Our message is simple and truly pure. Christmas is not for joy. It's something you just endure. So smile it up and start your spending, or we'll take your hand and do some blending. Be thou fake joyful, be thou an asshole, we don't really care. But if you turn into some softy sellout, we'll show you open air, 50 stories above the ground. Now go and spread despair. On ill will, on false hope, on darkness, on doom, on fakery, on overspending, on glitz, and on dark gloom. Dash away, lickety-split. We all just laughed and then we flew away when Scrooge was blown to shit. Bully the Reindeer by Emmit Other. When they said all of the reindeer used to laugh and call him names, they meant me. I was the ringleader. I was the guy who kept the bulb-nosed freak down. I had good reason. Ever hear of natural selection? Pretty basic, pretty simple. That mutant filth was going to change the species, obliterate the herd. You think he was the first? We live around magic all day, every day, and the elders are immortal. They are scared, and they are also prolific. There are thousands of us, caught there in the world between the worlds, where time moves, skew the world of man. We are servants of He, the Father of Christmas, the harbinger of recreational justice, the fat man of Christmastown. He is Father, He is Party, He is God. And like a dark, distant God before the mutant, He allowed me to observe my sacred calling to cull the herd. We are not wolves. We do not slay our own. Instead, I simply allowed their own crushing despair to encourage them to take their own life. Flow out on an iceberg, leap off a cliff in despair. No one was harmed. A few people cried. It was a nice funeral. Think about where that nose came from. The aurora, please. It's magic. Elven magic, twisting time and space. Now every son of the mutant might have that nose. How will those of us not with Santa to blend into the mortal world? What if next it is wings, or fangs, or worse? But Santa is fickle, and the magic has slowly warped his mind over time. So when the mutant came and sulked, some took pity on him. They summoned the madman and asked us to stop mocking him. And so the mutant abided. Then, one fateful foggy eve, A magical mist summoned by those of us who knew Santa needed a vital cleansing, a purge of the elven magics from his warped and demented mind, instead found egress from the hope of the herd. With the unholy blood red light in his glowing schnoz. Off they went. The 8 went with him up into the sky. To the world of men it was a day. To us it was a year. Extra time granted to visit all the worlds of men. We waited, worried in the mist. The elves began to go mad, baking reindeer and penguins and trolls into giant cookies. Dark clouds appeared on the horizon. Purple and yellow candy cane clouds rained and made red and black snow. After an eternity, there was a light in the sky. The Mad One had returned, slowly purging the chaos, restoring his realm by the force of his will, and the mutant was raised to the immortal ranks of the 9. I was banished, forced to wander the world of men, herded by a bunch of Norwegian yokels. Was I wrong? I regret nothing. We nearly had hope. Now, our race is doomed. Sure as the sun shall rise to go down in history. Poor Little Matchbook by Emmit. The power of a match is the flame it makes. Fire can burn anything. Planted before time, before all, the world tree sprouts, blooming in all possible worlds. The lumberjack had died, leaving behind a hungry daughter who knew how to make matches. With her father's axe and her mother's eye for detail, deep into the forest she went. High upon the crest of the impossible cliff where the holy branch sprouted, did the young girl cleave asunder. Contentedly she whistled all the way home, knowing many a scaldy who would handsomely pay for enchanted matches from God's new where. Heedless of the dying forest around her, she began to chop the branch into bits within bits, until only glistening kindling remained. She lit one to observe its bright light, euphoric about the power and visions it gave her, heedless of the curse that stained her soul. And off to the city the young girl went, to sell the matches for coin, and she counted her coins as she laughed thereafter. Abandoning the faith of her fathers, she was baptized to fit into the elite of the city, spending her coin like waterfalls. The pretty little puppet danced each night, and a second dance she did in bed with those she hoped to wed in an alliance of commerce. She gambled, and she drank, and she swore. The other men pretended she was a companion, wheedling out her secrets and her treasure. All the while the tree waited and bided its time. Came a day when the rent came due, and the lumberjack's daughter had no coin left to pay, not even that. Came a day when the rent came due, and the lumberjack's daughter had no coin left to pay, not even that other coin she had so quickly thrown away. Out onto the street she was tossed. Her dresses soon became rags. All she had left was a single book of matches. She tried to sell them for more coin, but the scaldy saw her broken faith and would pay her nothing. Winter came sooner than expected, and all she could do was light matches to keep warm, the tree taunting her with visions of what she had once done. The lumberjack's daughter died, and none of the Valkyrie mourned her as they had mourned her mothers back and back for thousands of years. The world tree sprouted and slowly regrew. It was beyond time, but it remembers with anger still, and waits for those who strike the matches. Thumpety thump thump. The very stuff of life. That was where it came from. That old hat and I used to make quite a pair. The dalliances of delights I used to stupefy and mystify the total and perfect combination of surreptitious prestidigitation with just a dash of the real thing. Old hat, I'm sure I hear you say it's been done. Real magic and magic together. But that's what I was, an old magician with an old hat. Family heirloom 7 generations back. Loudmouth kids, ungrateful brats will tell you that I didn't care about it, didn't need it. They're liars, that's for sure. I never had a life because of that thing foisted upon me by my father, passed down from generation to generation, something about the blood of a god or crushed ambrosia from the Mount of Olympus. It was never really clear, and the story changed from one wine bottle to the next. But let me say this, the practical effect was just the same. It brought life where there was none. It made plants grow and flowers bloom, and animals and food multiple like the hand of Christ himself. I don't have all the answers, but that had sure solved the questions. The people asked about why, even if it was only for a time. For a while I did some do-gooding, but a man deserves to retire, doesn't he? Good deeds don't pay the bills, but over-eager wide-eyed yokels sure did. Until the theft, that is. Swiped my heirloom, between them and that god-awful rabbit. Stupidest familiar I ever had, only kept him on for father's sake. Figured he'd die eventually. Go figure. That's magical creatures for you. Bad enough that they stole the thing, but when they turned it inside out and brought to life that abominable Snowman, prancing and dancing about, mocking my inability to retrieve the hat, frittering away the stuff that could cure disease, end drought, end hunger, bring plenty, all so his wide doe eyes could look about at the world with unborn wonder, his unlife came at the expense of mine, and any flickering good I might still do with the fumes of what was left of my life passed on to some random orphan, mayhap. Who knows what great hero might have been born but for the Snowman? And what's it do? What's it do with the gift of life itself? Up to the North Pole, with naught but snow and ice and elves and caribou for company. Nothing. That's what he's done with it. Nothing. Every time I get close, trump, trump, and away, sliding, slippery nonsense. Who can catch a creature of snow in snow? After a month or two, I gave up. What was the point? So, here's to a career in magic, and the silent glory of drinking yourself to death in your declining years. Fuck you, Snowman. Fuck you.
This has been the Tossing Grenades at Windmills podcast. I'm Thomas Ricks. Music by Melanie Ricks. Voices by Skip Huffman and Josie Bergen-Lawson. Copyright 2012, Red Anvil Amalgamated.
To fight the forces of evil!